Tag, this is the BerlinFAQ, and the question of the day is: why does Berlin have several zoos and what's the difference between them? So it's a beautiful day and you decided to go to the zoo with your family, and so you ask your preferred translator what the zoo means in German, and it shows you this. And then you look into the map and you see all three of them. So what's the deal? Let's start with Tiergarten. This refers to the former royal hunting area, which was located next to the palace, which was located where the current, just reconstructed palace is located on the Museum Island. But Berlin grew, and so the hunting area had to be moved further west. In the 18th century, Prussia and Berlin was ruled by King Frederick the Great, and he did not like hunting. He preferred music and arts, and so he decided to make that former hunting area a public park. He gave the order to tear down the fences and give it to the people. But the Berliners stuck to the old name, and that's why it's still called Tiergarten today. It's Berlin's most central park and one of the largest city parks in Europe. In the late 18th century, a big bird cage, a pheasant cage, was added to the Tiergarten Park, and then over the years developed into the Berlin Zoo, which opened in 1844 and is considered the oldest zoo in current Germany. And because it's so old, there was enough time to collect a big variety of animals. With about 20,000 animals out of 1,200 species, it's considered the world's most diverse zoo. But after the separation of the city in 1949, the zoo was located in the west, and the East German government did not like it that the East Berliners went to the west to visit the zoo, which was still possible until the construction of the Berlin Wall in 1961. And so they decided to have their own one, but they gave it a new name. They called it the Tierpark. They could not outnumber the West with more species. They had way too many in the West, and so they had to find another way to be better or bigger than the West. And they were lucky, because the area they found, the gardens of the Palace of Friedrichsfelde, was really spacious. And so when they opened up that Tierpark in the east, it was already twice as big than the West Berlin counterpart. Today, it's about 5 times as big. And with its 160 hectares today, it's the biggest zoo by area in all of Europe. And so, which one should you visit with your family? So, as always, it depends. If you have small children or less time, we highly recommend to go to the zoo in the west, because it's more compact and the distances are shorter. But if you have more time or children who are capable of walking longer distances, we highly recommend the Tierpark in the east. It's more spacious, the cages are bigger, which is better for the animals, but distances are bigger. So have that in mind. The prices are more or less the same. A day ticket for an adult is about 14,50 euros in the Tierpark and about 16 euros in the zoo. And so there's not a big difference in price. And how do you get there? Both are easily connected with public transportation. The zoo is located next to the zoo station. There you have the S-Bahn lines of the S3, S5, S7 and S9, as well as the U2 and U9, and also close by are the stations of the U1 and U3. The Tierpark, on the other hand, is served by the U5, which stops directly in front of the main entrance. And the S stations of Friedrichsfelde Ost and Karlshorst are also not far away, but from there you should take the tram for a couple of stops to reach the main entrance. As of filming this video in March 2021, both Berlin zoos are open, but all the buildings, including the aquarium, remain closed. It's highly recommended to buy your ticket online. Check their website for further details and a potential reopening of the buildings. That's all we have for you today. See you next time! You'll find more information on this on our website, which is berlinfaq.de.